Hello everyone. Today we're going to dive into a fascinating comparison of talent development between China and Korea, drawing insights from the Diverging or Talent War documentary.
Interested in what's happening in the world now? You're watching Global Issues.
China's scientific rise and Korea's medical craze. Adapted from EBS Talent War, Diverging, documentary made in Korea. We'll start with China's approach, often described as an, quote, engineering craze. Firstly, Chinese high school teachers are incredibly proactive in encouraging students to pursue STEM fields: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. There's a strong belief that engineers are needed everywhere. Secondly, unlike some other countries, STEM graduates in China don't just find corporate or research roles. They can actually ascend to top positions in government and politics. This offers a much broader career horizon. And finally, the education system heavily emphasizes patriotism and a sense of national responsibility. Students learn about, quote, science heroes, like nuclear physicist Deng Jiaxian, which inspires them to contribute directly to national development. Moving on to how China cultivates this talent, it's very much a government-led initiative. Many of China's top government officials come from STEM backgrounds themselves, which underscores the importance placed on science and technology. The biggest example would be Xi Jinping, who has been the General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, CMC. This commitment is reflected in massive R&D investment. In fact, China's total R&D expenditure reached an impressive 95% of the US's in 2023. Furthermore, prestigious universities like Tsinghua and Peking have established elite programs, such as Tsinghua's Yao class, specifically designed to nurture top talent in cutting-edge fields like AI, quantum information, and computer science, often treating undergraduates like PhD candidates. China also understands the power of incentives in attracting and retaining talent. Engineering is one of the highest-paying professions there. A new master's graduate from a top university can earn around $73,000 USD, and mid-career engineers can potentially earn 2 to 4 times more than doctors. This contrasts sharply with some other regions. We're also seeing young tech CEOs dominating China's wealth rankings, which further highlights the opportunities in the tech sector. Beyond domestic talent, China actively recruits top AI experts globally. They offer incredibly attractive packages, often 10 to 100 times higher than what's available in South Korea. Initiatives like the 1,000 Talents Plan have successfully brought back thousands of Chinese talents from overseas. Now let's shift our focus to South Korea, where we see a starkly different trend, often described as the medical school craze. This is followed with a significant declining preference for STEM fields among top students. Historically, South Korea had a strong preference for science and engineering in the 1970s and 80s, driven by industrialization policies. However, this trend began to decline in the late 1990s, particularly after the IMF financial crisis and a rise in unemployment among STEM graduates. So why this strong lean towards medical schools? The primary reasons are quite clear: the perception of guaranteed employment, high income, and the significant social prestige associated with medical professions. These factors often outweigh the perceived risks or longer paths in STEM fields, making medicine an incredibly attractive and stable career choice. South Korea also faces broader talent challenges, including significant, quote, brain drain. We're seeing skilled talent leaving for countries like the United States and Canada. In 2023 alone, over 5,600 Koreans received EB1 per exabyte, -2 visas in the USA, indicating a high rate of top talent moving abroad. Another critical issue is the poor treatment of researchers. Korean professors who have moved to China often cite better research environments, more generous funding, and higher social recognition for scientists as key reasons for their departure. There's also disappointment over R&D budget cuts in South Korea, viewed as a significant setback for the scientific community. Many Korean postdoctoral researchers feel their job prospects are negative compared to previous generations, contributing to the desire to stay abroad after their studies. China is actively cultivating an, quote, engineer army, characterized by comprehensive government support, lucrative incentives, and a culture that truly elevates scientific heroes. They are investing heavily in a future powered by engineering and technology. In conclusion, we see two diverging paths in talent development. In contrast, South Korea is currently losing its top talent, both domestically to medical schools and internationally to more favorable research environments. This raises significant concerns about South Korea's future competitiveness in advanced technological fields. Given these challenges, what can South Korea do to strengthen its position in STEM and remain competitive? Firstly, stable government support is crucial. South Korea needs to implement consistent and long-term policies, backed by sustained investment, specifically for STEM and AI talent cultivation. This continuity is vital, as education and research are long-term endeavors. Secondly, it's essential to attract and retain world-class experts. South Korea must actively recruit top-tier AI experts globally and, critically, create an appealing ecosystem that encourages their long-term domestic settlement and contribution. The presence of these top mentors can also motivate domestic talent. Thirdly, there's a need to enhance STEM education and career prospects. This means making engineering and science fields genuinely more attractive to top students by improving curricula, ensuring competitive income, and elevating the social standing of STEM professions to rival those in medicine. And finally, addressing brain drain and improving the research environment is paramount. This involves increasing R&D funding, significantly enhancing social recognition for scientists and engineers, and providing better job prospects for researchers, particularly postdoctoral candidates, to encourage them to stay or return to Korea. Once again, thank you for joining us today. Please keep in mind that this content is AI generated, and the opinion in this piece is purely personal, does not represent any organization or personnel's thoughts or opinion. For further inquiries, be free to leave any comments below or contact by email. If you please enjoyed this content, please press like and subscribe.